going on, everybody? Oh, okay. Looked like my camera was just a little dirty here. Can't hurt to wipe it a little bit, right? What's up, guys? Happy Monday. Oh my gosh, this is the first Monday of May, so happy new month. Jeez, time is going on. Time is going by. So, we're talking about May. You know what that means. We got a holiday starting. I think it's like May, June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, we've got holidays almost every single year, every single month, every single year, every single month from now until November. So that's exciting. Plus, the weather. The weather is the most exciting part about, if you ask me. I'm excited about the weather. You know what I mean? It is about to be summertime. What is up, girl? Oh my gosh, you know what I have right here, right? These are so lit. These guys, if you guys have not got your masks, you need, first of all, everybody by now must have a mask, right? You know what it is. We need the masks. Get a custom made mask. Why not get, do you see how fly this is? This is just so fly. Everybody, when I'm on road, everybody's like, wow, okay, so where are you guys getting those masks from? You need to hit up Sweetness, okay? Sweetness Boutique will have you all masked up, looking fresh, looking fly. You can get any custom design. Just make sure you check out with her. She will definitely let you know, what she's got in store, how she could hook you up. And then check out Sweetness Boutique, because I was feeling super nice this weekend in my cozy slippers, in my nice onesie, in my little, I was just feeling so nice this weekend. It was amazing. Okay. First of all, Sweetness definitely will have you hooked up from point A to point B. So from the time you make your order, she is following up with you, making sure she does that superior customers. Like, you feel so nice. You definitely feel so nice when you order from Sweetness. So I'm just going to encourage you guys, put it in order. Okay. She is out here. She's doing it. And the products speak for themselves when you get them. You will be feeling sweet. But without further ado, we have our guest in the building for today. The queen herself, Elaine Robinson, is here. We're just waiting for her to jump in so we can get this started.
I'm here. Good night.
Good night. I can't see you though. Can you see me?
Can you see me now?
I can't see you.
Hold on. I don't know what's happening. Let me get some light up in here. I turn on all lights. I got lights directed to me. And I'm like,
okay.
What? Can you see me now?
I can't see you.
Oh no, okay. I don't know what's happening.
Like an hourglass going around. I don't know. Can everybody see? Can you guys see Elaine? Type in the chat if you can see her. Elaine, can you see me? Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Don't worry. Technology, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll definitely figure it out.
Technology, we'll figure it out. Always.
We shall. Okay. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to re-invite you in again and see. Hold on.
So let me come off.
Yes. Yeah, so they can't see. So, okay, come off and then we'll try it again, okay? Okay. All right, so let me try to bring her back. It's going to work this time. It's going to work. Right, guys? Get your masks.
Can you see
Elaine,
me now?
I can hear you. I can't see you, though.
Oh, no. Okay. I don't know what's happening. Okay. All right.
I don't know, but you know what? We can hear you. We can hear you.
I don't know.
So
okay.
I don't know why we can't see you, though. I don't know what's up with that. It's just like an hourglass going around. It's not showing your face.
Ew, okay.
I don't know why. Hold on. Oh, and you just popped out. So let's try again. Let me give it like a 10, 15. Right? It's a video. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, but it's all good. Instagram is going to work itself out for us. So I'm excited about it, guys. It's going to work itself out for sure. Let's try it now and let's see what's happening. Let me get my book. Where's my book? Oh.
Can you see me now?
Jeez, no.
Still?
You have no video. What's up, Metro Mix? What's up, everybody in the chat? What's going on, guys?
Okay,
No, I can't.
I'm gonna switch phones.
Okay, switch phones.
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
then
switch
let's see if
phones.
we can. Okay, sounds good. Okay, while she switches phones, I'm just gonna continue. Guys, if you haven't got hooked up, okay? First of all, for you guys, if you guys don't know, I'm half Trini, half Jamaican, okay? And born in Canada, right? So this mask is just perfect. And I got one for my, like, I love them. Okay, so you definitely want to hit up Sweetness. She will have you hooked all the way up, okay, guys? Make sure you hit up Sweetness Boutique. You can hit her up right here on Instagram. You can check out the website. Check out her like amazing, phenomenal sleepwear. Super comfortable. She will have you looking super fly and feeling so nice. Okay, so nice. You won't even want to take the sleepwear off during the daytime. Like it's just you'll want to go wake up, hold a fresh, come back and put on the different sleepwear because I brought a few. You know what I'm saying? So it really, really makes you feel sweet. And her slogan is, "You're sweeter than you think." I'm telling you, you will feel nice when you put the clothes on. I had the stuff on. Where's my mask, Ellie? Oh my God, you need to get onto Sweetness. You need to link up with Sweetness. She's got the masks for everybody. Trust me. You need to contact her, get in her DM, and just tell her you're ordering something. You know what I mean? She's got the link. And if you want a custom made, like I asked her, I'm like, can you do a little custom thing for me? And she hooked me up, guys. I love this. Like, I love it. I love it, man. She's got the thing. So okay, so let's see if we can add in, let's see, okay, let's try this one more time. And I feel like it's gonna work this time. Hey, okay, see? Look at that.
It's fun. I switched the phone.
You switched the phone? Okay.
Yes,
Turn it up
it's the
like
phone that was doing it. Yeah.
How are you?
What's up, people?
What is
Good
going
night, good
on?
night.
How are you? How are you?
I am wonderful. I am wonderful.
That's good. That's good.
I am wonderful.
Good.
And
good.
how are you doing?
I am.
And you
great.
better make sure so me get my mask, eh?
Oh my God. You know what? You hear this, Sweetness? Do you hear what's going on,
Okay.
Sweetness? Everybody's looking for a mask.
I hope she's doing custom things. Because if she is, I'll custom order. Yeah.
Yes, everybody's better get the custom order in.
Sure.
Okay, she's got kids masks, she's got adult masks, she's got it all. So if you need to get hooked up, you definitely need to make sure that you guys check out Sweetness Boutique. She's got the link. She's got the link.
I'll do it. That's a must.
Yes.
Hello, Aneta. What's going on? I'm seeing, hey family, what's going on?
Yes.
I'm seeing some people coming in and I'm just hailing them up.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, Elaine, you got to introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do, and all that good stuff.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. So I have many names depending on who likes me. So I am Elaine Robinson, aka Miss Ghetto Stories. I'm a mother of 4, biological mother of many on road. I'm a grandmother of 3. I'm a community worker of, this is what, about 38 years. I love community. That's it. And as we go along, I'll share more. So that's pretty much it in the sense of I've been a community worker. I love community. I've worked east, west, north, and south. And I'm just about, building with our community in whichever way that I can. That's what I do. That's what I do.
38 years.
Yes, man.
Good for you.
I middle road. How can I say it? That's the best way I can say it. Middle road. I've been on road, because I'm an immigrant of Jamaican parents. Came here 1975. I've been a road warrior because I was that curious kid. You can't keep me locked up, so I had to be on road. So I by the time I was like 13 years old, I knew east, west, north, and south.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, and I was that road warrior. So I had to learn. You couldn't keep me in a cage. Drove my parents crazy. Yeah, drove them nuts because they're like, that old school style. Behave yourself, picnic, stand at your yard, unless it was something that they were doing, way before Rob Ford told us to stand at our yard.
Yes, and we have somebody in the audience saying you forgot to mention that you are a beautiful woman.
Thank you, thank you. I received that. Right now I'm sitting pretty I'm being referred to as a young senior. So I'm sitting pretty right now, feeling good as a young senior.
Yes, yes. What's up,
Yes,
Fernie? What's up?
yes.
So talk to us. Tell us how you got started in the community. You've been doing this 38 years. So where did it all start?
I got started in community by this beautiful woman by the name of Leslie Beecham. And that was when I was in, I guess that would be grade 10. And we met when I came to Scarborough. I came to Scarborough in 1981. And 1982, I met this beautiful lady. And like I said, I was a rambunctious teenager, loud, outrageous, all of that. So she, one day she just said, all that loudness and that mouth that you have, I think we could turn that into something really good. So she got me into a program called Peers Helping Peers. At this time, I was going to a school in Scarborough named Bendale.
Mm-hmm.
And Bendale was written up many times because they used to call it Dumbdale because it was about the trades. It was more of a trade school. So anytime there was a trade school around, it was always, it was not seen as an academic school. So there was always that chatter around. So I used to get frustrated when I would hear people talk about it. So I caused a walkout. I caused 500 people to walk out. And I think they were amazed that I could do that because I was like, have you guys been reading what they've been writing about us in the paper? And I got very upset. I can't use the words I used then here. They were not so nice words, and cussed off everybody. It got everybody to walk out. And then they said to everybody, if they don't get back in, they're all going to be expelled. So I was expelled at that time. I was expelled, but I got back in later with Miss Beecham. And Miss Beecham made up her mind that she was going to work with me to become whatever she thought I could be. So she just embraced me and I started getting involved in community work from then. So back in those days, we used to go to the home for old age people. Seniors home, they call them now. Back in those days, they used to call the old age homes. So she used to take us there. Christmas time, we used to give out baskets. A lot of community things. So I started loving the vibe that I got, the energy that I got from the people that at times they were in need of those Christmas baskets that we brought. They were in need of those things, and they were so appreciative, and they showed so much gratitude towards her, towards us for coming. There were some seniors that all they wanted was company. You know what I mean? And I would be that one. I was there. I was given, being a companion. I love to do hair. So a lot of the older ladies needed their hair done. So I had that opportunity to do hair. So I was braiding hair, brushing hair, and heard stories.
Right.
And it just gave me a different vibe.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the beginning of it.
What are some of the interesting stories that you must have heard? Because elderly people have some very interesting stories.
I heard a lot I met quite a few of the older ladies from the Caribbean. And they had something about Caribbean women, doesn't matter what island they're from. Whenever they see a young Black person around, they always wanted to give you that advice.
Yeah.
Like, you know, make sure say you go school. Make sure say you behave yourself. Stay away from the man them. Don't go have no baby. By this time I was already a mom. I couldn't tell them that though. Some I was able to say yes, I'm already a mom. So they're like, you know, make sure say you behave yourself and go back to school. They're always, whatever the conversation was, it always led back to go to school. Go and get your education. And they always, Canada, the land of opportunity, make sure you get whatever opportunities there. That was always one of the biggest messages I got from a lot of the Caribbean women that I met. Other women too, but mostly the Caribbean women that I met along the way.
Yeah. Wow. And
that message still lingers today.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. But I just first of all want to thank you because you came on to the summit last time and you just you dropped off so many gems. You just started the summit off perfectly. It was the perfect way to warm everything up, the conversation that you brought to the table. So of course I want to thank you for that. And then I want to talk about your acronyms. Like you have these acronyms.
Oh gosh. Yes.
So
Acronyms, especially because I know the first one that a lot of people keep asking me, why the word ghetto? I still get people, it's still a bittersweet word for a lot of people. The word ghetto seems to frustrate people, especially ones that don't have an understanding as to the way I use it. Because I've lived in several communities that is referred to as ghetto. And no matter where you go, no matter what you do, people always seem to want to remind you where you're coming from, especially ghetto, in the way that they know it. Because as soon as I mention the word ghetto, I have somebody, yeah man, Jane and Finch, yeah man, Malvern, yeah man, Regent Park. They start calling out all these names, and then I break it down and I say, getting higher education to teach others.
Right.
And they all kind of freeze. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. And I'll say it again. And I remember one day I was at Town Center and this young man, he was reading my shirt because I've been printing I Am Ghetto on everything that I own. So he read my shirt and he was ready to come and, race me up. And he reached on, but he didn't see the acronym. He didn't, So he reached and he's ready. Yo, what do you mean by it? And I'm just like, here, getting higher education to youth. And he's like, yo, that's it, guys. So it's about getting higher education to teach others. It's about us breaking things down for ourselves as well as it's about going back to Marcus Garvey where he says, in order to know where you're going, you need to know where you're coming from. The ghetto is not a physical place. It's a state of mind. So it's where is your mind at? Where do you want to go? That's what it is, right? These little fly-by-night places that they have called ghetto. There's no ghetto in a foreign country. There can't be a ghetto in a foreign country. So where you are in this country, there's a way that you can get help, right? Whether it's housing, whether it's welfare. Now, sometimes we question ourselves, how well is it and how fair is it? That's a whole other conversation. But in a foreign country, there's no real ghetto. It's just a mentality.
True. Very true.
Yes,
you have a lot of different acronyms. So ghetto is one of the ones you use all the time, but you do yes, you do have a couple others as well. What are some of the other ones?
This one that says, I have the keys, right? And the keys is keep educating yourself, sisters, right? And that one is big for me because in our community, our sisters are the ones that are holding it down, right? When you look in government housing, 99.9 of who reside in those places are often women and children. Doesn't matter race, color, creed, doesn't matter. It's always been women and children. right? And in between raising our kids, we have to educate ourselves. Because by the time, I mean, I have 4 of them, and I educated myself along the way. I got my high school education when I was 36 years old. That's when the last one was born.
Mm-hmm.
I kept going into places, and every opportunity that I got, learning, whatever learning there was, I took it in.
Yeah.
Because that we had to educate ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's what I kept doing that. So when everybody said, "What's going on?" I said, "I got the keys." And they're like, "What kind of keys?" Keep educating yourself, sisters. Right? That's the key to everything. Education, no matter what, is the key to everything. And I'm not talking institution education.
Yeah.
Right? That's the bonus.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the bonus. I'm talking about education, whether it's street education. No, it's online education. You know, I got my street education before I got my institution education.
Mm-hmm.
So I just keep educating myself.
Yeah.
And then they always talk about swag. I got swag. My swag, someone who loves God. That's my swag. Someone who admires God. Because we have to have faith in order to keep things going, right? We can use this time right now. Without faith in this time right now, we're not living. You got to have faith. Because what's going on around us, we will lose faith.
Right.
So that's one of my favorites. I have quite a few.
Yes, you do.
And yes, that's it. Because one that sticks out for me a lot is weird. Because I've always been referred to as weird. I've been weird since I've been a kid. I'm that kid that goes where everybody's going east, I'm going south. Right? Because I don't like to follow the masses. I don't do that. So I've always been, referred to as weird. And I describe myself as wonderful, exciting, interesting, real, and different. So if you ask me if I'm weird, I am. Yes. And I have a whole bunch more.
Yeah. Wow. So where do you get these acronyms from? Do you just make them up, or you hear them from places, and then how does it go?
I make them up. I find a word, like the word is there, and I always look for positive words.
Right.
Because for me, positivity rules. Right? Anything too negative, don't want it. Don't want it around me. As G.H.E.T.T.O said, we burn it out. Burn it out and burn it down. Right? Straight. I don't want anything negative around me. So I have to put in my mindset, because everything is about mindset. So my mindset is to keep things positive, keep everything, right? I'm not saying that it's easy, because it is very difficult. We live in a negative world. So you have to go against that. So I always try to keep my mind very positive.
Right.
So that's how I do it.
So
that's
important.
That's where the acronym comes in.
So important, yeah, to keep ourselves positive. Yes. I mean, in this time it's difficult, but generally it is not that easy to always stay positive. So it's important to have these acronyms.
No, it's not. It's not, because we live in a very negative world. Negativity always seems to rule. When you tell a person something good, they'll laugh at it. Tell them something bad, and they'll never forget it. That's the world we live in right now.
Sad but true. Yes.
It is. It is. I experience it. I'm around it. In the environment, especially in the community, my community work environment. I see a lot of broken people. A lot of broken people. Right? My most recent position that I was in, a lot of broken people. I worked in a homeless shelter. You know what I mean? When I say broken, I mean broken, to the point where they get served 3 meals a day, and you would never hear a thank you. We serve 50 people on an everyday basis. 55 if we have an emergency. And they'll get up in the morning and breakfast is served. And you could not hear you were blessed when we staff heard the word thank you. to the point where I put up signs around the place that saying, please and thank you get you miracles.
Yeah.
Right? I would
Wow.
tell them that all the time. Please and thank you gets you miracles.
Mm. Jeez.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
talk to us, man. Talk to us about
Yeah.
the
Oh
different
gosh, what you ask the questions and I answer them.
types.
You ask them and I will answer them. It,
All right. So talk to us about the community work that you're doing now. You're out here. What are you doing? Talk to us.
I'm out here right now, and there's so much because I love youths. I love community. Period. But I find I've been torn lately between young people and people within my age group, right? So in my conversation with myself, I have decided people in my age group they've reached where they want to reach,
Mm,
right? There's nothing more that can be done for them unless they want to.
mm,
So that's something that I have to leave alone. So I'm now getting back into the community with young people.
okay.
I was living in Scarborough for 40 years. I've left Scarborough. So
Mhm.
I've moved to the west side of the city. I've been, now COVID is rough because you can't just walk into places anymore,
Right.
right? Back in the day, you could, before all this nonsense, you could walk into community center, meet people, introduce yourself. This is who I am. This is what I have. I like to do this, this, that. That's not happening right now. So
Mhm.
that's been the tough part of what I want to do. But I've connected myself with an organization, um, and we're in the process right now of creating creating a trying to find the best word to say, an agency for employment, an employment agency for youth,
Okay.
right? Looking for ways to connect with the young people around, connecting myself. I have another young man. He has Fam TV. Big shout out to Fam TV, and he's got a group of young people that I'm trying to connect with. So I'm just trying to get connected again. I've connected in Scarborough. So they said that it has been said that if you have a skill and it's a transferable skill, you can use that skill anywhere. So I am starting from scratch again. No, starting with experience this round, right? To get
Mhm.
to connect with communities around in the West Side here, and connect and see what they're doing, what they're building, and how I can become a part of it, right?
Okay.
And of
Okay.
course,
And then, so talk to us about the
um,
importance. 'Cause-
oh my goodness. So what's happening with the Ghetto Stories platform? I love to do face-to-face interviews.
Mhm.
Since COVID, we've had to just kind of pause for a minute. I don't like this whole Zoom world. It's very impersonal to me. That's my old schoolness. So I
Mhm.
have to get out of my head and get connected to get the interviews happening again. Have lots,
Right.
but I like to sit down and talk with people,
Mhm.
right? So that's been our, shout out to my cameraman, my everything man. He's on here, Mr. Alston. Alston has been in my life since he was 15 years old. He's in his 40s now. He has not left my side since we started doing ghetto stories all over the GTA. So he's been that man. If you see the lovely pictures, he takes them. All the camera work, he does it. Yeah, so that's my challenge right now. We've been trying to, and I'm gonna stop using the word trying. We're connecting with, and I am the stubborn old school head because I like the community engagement. I like the community connections. So I have to get out of my head and get into the world that we're in now, the Zoom world, to start setting up my interviews on Zoom.
Mm.
Yeah, it for me, straight up, it sucks, right? I like to be able to go out, touch, connect. That's when I get to see you personally. I vibe with you. I feel your energy. We have those real authentic conversations to say, this is who we are and this is what we're doing.
Right. Right.
So that's where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get back into um the word trenches, old school word, but back deep into the trenches, back to get some stuff happening. You
Right.
know, I find our young people are. I don't like the word lost. They're challenged.
Mm-hmm.
They're challenged, and they need to understand that they're loved. They need to know where they can go to get that love,
Right.
and we have to go to them in those places. You know, I have sister, and shout out to Evangelist Yvonne Reed. She's been out there going into the jails, connecting with the youths. A lot of our young people are incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're working now on programs to assist them when they come out. How do they get reintegrated back into society and get that job that they need to, you know, connect with their family, build the way they need to build. So those are the things that, you know, I'm working on as we speak.
Mm-hmm. And then, so it's so important because, as you know, a well-respected elder in the community, um, we need more of your advice, your information. How important is it that you make this connection between the elders and the youth?
Oh my gosh. That is the most, for me, I got to that stage where I can use the word elder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an elder. For me, I had elders that were part of my life that assisted me in building, in growing. You know, I have Miss Jean Augustine, Auntie Jean. I met Jean 1989, still a part of my life. I can pick up that phone at any time
Mm-hmm.
and talk about what's happening in our community. I have several ladies all around, from my professor Robin Byers from George Brown College. I have elders. Um, Elders and youth, there's a big misunderstanding as to who we are to each other,
Mm-hmm.
right? The, the youths need to understand that the elders have a lot of wisdom, and the elders need to understand that the youths have a piece of technology, right, that we need to connect with.
Right.
We also need to have some real deep conversations and understanding as to who they are so we can assist them.
Mm-hmm.
And some of us need to get out at times out of our old school heads. I'm one of them, to work with them so we can let them lead as long as they will allow us to give them share the wisdom, because it needs to be shared.
Mm-hmm.
That's our biggest. We're this wall between us. There's no real wall. The only wall that we have is the lack of communication, because we need more communication amongst us with the elders and the young people.
Right.
That's where our challenge lies. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they don't trust us because they see us as we're coming to lecture them, right? And a lot of them are making some moves. We're like, oh my goodness, mad sick head not good,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the language. That's the language we use. I have four of them, right? So
Mm-hmm.
my eldest is 40, a little different now. My youngest is 23. My grandchild is 22. My grandchildren 22, 19, and 17. So they're in that age. I have friends, you know what I mean? So sometimes we see them make some decisions and we're like, oh my goodness. And then we say, because we say it all the time. I know I do. You know, when we were that age, we never did. When we were this, you know what I mean? But right now it's not about us and it's not about what it was like, because it's a different world,
Right.
completely different world.
Right.
Yeah, so we gotta shake it up and get ready to have those real raw deep conversations. Let them tell us what it is that we can do for them, and let lip service, because there's a lot of service going on. Lip service is number one,
Mm-hmm.
right? We got no long talking, just action. How can we help? Get to the resources that we can, whatever they are that you need.
Mm-hmm.
That's what needs to happen.
Right.
They've been around the talking. We've been talking for years. We danced off the boats. We've been dancing. You know what I mean? So we need to get past that aspect of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Metro Mix
And
has a good
that's where my
point.
passion lies.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry?
No, I was just about to say Metro Mix has a good point. The knowledge needs to be passed on, because
Yes, man.
yeah.
Yeah, the knowledge is deep and it's there. right? It's there. It's not that they need to go look for it somewhere, right? It's here. It's been here, right? You just have to seek it, right? Just like how they say, when you're looking to build something, you don't go and build it from scratch. Somebody has done it already. You just need to copy success. Go find the person that has done it, right? Sit with them, right? They say the council, sit with the council. Whenever I'm about to do anything, you know, I call on all my elders. I call on all my ancestors. You know, 2 years ago, I went to Jamaica. I walk on Marcus' grave. I walk on Nani grave. You know what I mean? I walked around to where all the elders, I was up in Trelawney. I got to meet the eldest woman still alive up in Trelawney. And I sat with her and, you know, what changed? You know? Oh, this, you know, she gave me some nuggets. I was like, wow. It's like I didn't want to leave the lady.
Yeah.
Because it was so powerful. And that's why I want to give that to the young people. Sit with them and give them those nuggets. A lot of things that they're doing right now, they don't need to, right? But it's a fashion thing, right? And the television, right? That's where a lot of them get their education, the television. They get educated. They're seeing these folks on these devices that we have that are at times poisoning their minds. And they're looking, there's no life. All these life that we're seeing on TV is just that. Television. It's not real. So they need to get into the real world and get to do things on a real level. That's how change is gonna happen. That's how we're gonna build back our community. Because we were always a strong community.
Yeah.
We were always a strong community. I don't know what's happening over the last little while. We just seems to be, you know, at a loss, and it hurts because we've always been a strong, giving and loving community.
Yeah, it's so important. We definitely need to figure out how we're going to make that connection, how we can reach them so that they are receptive to what is being said, right?
Yes, we have to, in order to reach them, we have to, like I say, get out of our own way, and go into places and spaces that they frequent. You understand? If it's a dance, sometimes that's where you gotta go. When I was an outreach worker, I was on the subway. Right? I meet them on the subway. Back in those days, all I had was a knapsack and some flyers. Yo, come to this program. We got a program running, and they're like, yo, miss, another program. Give it a chance, my youth.
Yeah.
Right? And at times we have to speak their language. Right? When you go in the boardroom, you speak the boardroom language. When I have to face all the, you know, and explain to the community stakeholders what's needed. I go in there with yes, we are the marginalized and we're the disenfranchised and, you know, we're racialized and we're at risk. We got all that language. But when we're in their circles, where they say, yo, a lot of the time they say, yo, moms, this is not happening right now. This is what we need right now. This is what, and I have to go to the people and say, yo, this what you have right now is not happening. This is what they need. And that's how things got done. But it's not for me. It's for them to tell me what they need. I'm the vessel. I'm the vessel. So they use me as the vessel. I go, they tell me what they want, and I go to the people them who have the dollars, right? Because that's what's lacking in a lot of our communities. Resources, and a lot of the number one resources, finance. Because if we had the finances to run certain things ourselves, we wouldn't have to go to people to ask, or better yet, nice word to beg. Right? At times the pride gets in the way. We're coming to them begging for things, so we gotta, you know, put up with whatever they do or whatever they throw at us.
Very true. Very true.
That's what I've seen and experienced in our communities a lot, right? And we need to stop the fighting down each other and build each other up. I might not, you know, I might not like you, right? But there's something about what you're doing. Let's build, right? Personally, remove personal. we carry too much feelings, right?
Yeah.
And we allow those feelings to get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
They get in the way of the things them that we are doing.
Mm-hmm.
So when we can release those heavy feelings that we carry around, you know what I mean? Then we'll be fine.
Definitely.
We will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry?
I said definitely. Definitely.
Is there anybody out coming on asking any questions? Are they wanting to know anything? That's what, we got to answer questions.
Right. Ask Elaine the questions. Put your questions
Yeah,
in the comment
ask me the
section.
tough question them. Me not run from it. Me own it. You understand? You have to. When you're committed. See, a lot of what's happening right now is commitment. It's scarce, right? People want things to happen overnight. No such thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we want quick fix to things. No such thing. And people get frustrated when things don't happen right away. And it's not going to happen right away. It takes time because we have to. One thing we don't do very well is we don't trust each other, right? So nothing can be built if there's no trust.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm your sister and you don't trust me, right? Nothing can happen, right? If I'm in a relationship with you, you don't trust me, it can't happen. If I got the youths them in and they can't look at me and trust me, nothing can happen. Right? Right now we don't trust nothing. And the things that we're seeing in front of our face, it's hard to trust.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to get past that and build some solid foundations. Right about now, the foundations them that are out there, they're not solid. They're like sand. You throw to water on it and wash it wet. We need some serious things, right? We need some brick foundations, right? Because when the fire come, them have to take bulldoze down the brick them.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? If we have the relationship, them like stick, well, lick a fire, as lick a fire catch them gone.
Mm-hmm.
Them light and them run and them gone. You have to be willing. If you believe in something and you're not willing to die for it, then it don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's going on right now. We're quick to run. They know, but nothing solid. These little, everybody's in their little clique corners doing this. So I'm over here doing this. So I'm down here in the west doing this. I'm over here in the east doing, it's a whole lot of that happening.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not seeing real community where people are coming together regardless and just say, we're going to build.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that have been there and have done it and built it, that their stories need to be told so people can see and hear that, what, somebody has done it.
Right.
Somebody has done it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the platform Get a Story is all about. Because when people hear Get a Story, they want to hear, they're thinking it's a world star hip hop moment. You know what I mean? And they're going to see some wig flying and some titty popping and all them things. No. I just want to tell the powerful stories of people who've overcome from lots of odds. And they're out there doing things. Young men who have, been incarcerated, came out, got some money and open up his business, and he's hired, go back into the community and hire back the youths them who, he knows needs the help.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore you build them and you teach them how to build.
Right.
Yeah, that's what's happening. That's what we need to do. Okay. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
But in this world, it's not.
Sorry, go ahead. In this world.
No, I said this world, it's not about me. I removed myself from all this long time. I'm just a vessel. I just do what what my heart tells me to do. Because I've been that kid who needed that community. Right? I was raised by community.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised by some of the most awesome people in community.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I met Miss Mary Jane Barrett, she don't have an Instagram, but she knows I shout her out all the time. When I wanted, everywhere I wanted to go, I wanted to go to school. She had a baby come, I look after. And my mom made her soul rest. right? Anything. She look after them. Go do something. The amount of some things that I tried to do. I was an entrepreneur before entrepreneur, was a cool word. You understand? Me in my basement, I braid here. No discipline because they come. When them have money, them got a hairdresser. When they have no money, them come to me.
Mm.
Yeah, right? But it was love. Right? It was love.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you do, you have to do it from love. I sold
Right.
Tupperware. There's not an internet marketing that I didn't try, from
Mm-hmm.
from Shackley. Shackley before, I don't know if you ever heard of Shackley, right?
No.
Shackley. I tried the Amway. I tried the Unisom. You name it. You understand? I tried it.
Mm.
I was what you call the hustler. And I'm talking hustling. I'm hustling. I tried every kind of hustle that exists.
Mm.
Right? It was a part of learning.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And one thing I learned about all those things, I was not disciplined in those areas.
Mm.
But it was learning.
Right.
So from there I learned how to and what not to.
Mm.
Yes.
Yes. So we have a
Eh,
question
Go
from
for
I
it.
Am On Point Fitness Training. He asks, "What are the steps you think could work to make at least a head turn in the direction that we need to go?"
The steps first, you need to know what it is that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Number one. Second step is find a mentor, somebody who is doing it already. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore you don't have to go and reinvent. You don't have to stress yourself out. They can give you some really good nuggets, right? And then the discipline, right? Because there's nothing you can't do nothing now unless you have the discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the three keys. The rest will fall into place. But number one, know what it is that you want and do your own research. Look to see what's gonna happen when I come out of school. If it's a school, what are the odds? What are the jobs? What are they paying? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the three top ones for me.
True. And then, so one of the problems is Metro Mix is saying is that people cannot take the talking. So how do we, I mean, it's, as you said before, it's kind of hard to get somebody to change their mindset, but what are some of the things that we can do to help convince the community that they need to, um, maybe take the talking a little bit?
Well, so what I've learned is this new these devices that
Mm-hmm.
seems to rule our lives. You understand? As we turn, we hear a blip, a notification, and so we're gonna have to put our heads together, use these devices, these media, however that we can, for the goodness. So find the things that'll draw them out
Right.
and showing them whether it's good news stories, because I find stories tend to get people moving. They
Right.
need to see things that have already been done. You know what I mean? But they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it anymore. They need to see it. Because I find that this culture, I'm old school. I believe it before I see it. Because I know what it is that I put out in the universe. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but I believe it. So this generation, they need to see it. So we have to use these platforms and these devices, the Instagrams, the TikToks and all of the media that they use and show them the stories of people who have overcome or are doing things. That's one of the means. The rest, it's conversations that we need to have. So we have to be able to find ways to get together. Well, no, we can't, outside of Zoom or on Zoom.
Right.
However, on the other platforms them that are happening, but they're happening, right?
Yeah.
And people are now warming up to them. They're
Yeah.
seeing them as beneficial. I've been on some very interesting Zoom. Earlier part last month, I was on a Zoom with Dr. Julius Garvey, Marcus Garvey's son. You know, and he's a gentleman. He's ready to do things in the community, readily available. If you say, Dr. Garvey, can you come on this? He jumps on.
Wow.
Right? He's like, he wants to talk to the youths them. Because when you say Marcus Garvey to a lot of the youths them, they're like, who? What?
Yeah. Mm.
You know, they don't know. A lot of their historical things, they don't know. And if they understood their history, because our history should never be a mystery, but if they understood a lot more, they would behave a lot different. That's my, you know what I mean? I can't speak for anybody else. That's what I've come to notice. If they understand the richness that they come from, then they would behave a lot different.
And you're the one that really, put this thought in my mind, because it's important for us to remember that our history is our responsibility.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes, it is. Nobody's supposed to teach you your history, right? They can try, and we welcome the ones that do, but that's on you. If you have children, that's on you to teach your children. My grandchildren, they laugh and call me, they tell my grandson, if you ever fail Black history, you can't. Your grandmother is. Right? I've been teaching them there, but from they could start reading. Right? Took them on tours at different parts of from here to Detroit. We went Charles Wright Museum. We were in anywhere all around. I've taken over 3,000 kids to through the Underground Railroad tour here from Windsor to Chatham to Detroit. Right here in Toronto, a different book list. I used to make anywhere, any opportunity that I get to share and let them open their eyes to see the power in their history and the richness in their history, did it.
Very true.
And I get the ones that now they're grown, they're like, Miss, oh my gosh. Some things that they remember, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm still shocked that they remember it. I make sure. Yeah. That's one thing I made sure of. And my children will tell you. I said, teaching Black history don't mean you disroot anybody other history. You're not you're not dispelling their history. It existed, right? But so did ours, right? And when anybody come talk to me about slavery, I said slavery interrupted us. We didn't start from slavery. Slavery interrupted us. So let's get those facts correct. And I would take them to the museum and show them where our history in the museum. And they'll be, oh my goodness. When they leave, they're like, oh, wow. Back in my day when I was a young, geez, I'm making myself sound ancient. Like sometimes I feel like I was in class with Jesus. Real talk. Yeah, feel like I was in class with Jesus. But back in the day, mid-80s, we used to have Third World Bookstore. Right on Bathurst. And Bathurst has an amazing history. Right? Bathurst Street. And in Third World Bookstore was a gentleman named Lenny. Right? And Lenny, if you ever came out of that store, you didn't learn something was wrong with you. Because he made sure that we knew our history. Lenny had a chair that Marcus Garvey sat on. A lot of people don't know the UNIA had a movement here. Right? Chair that Marcus Garvey sat on. And he would always make sure, he's like, y'all need to touch this. And when he gave us the history and the stories of our ancestors right here in the GTA, it'll just blow your mind. But that's what's missing. And they need to understand that the richness that comes with that. But we can't expect anybody but ourselves and our leaders and our ancestors, right? And us who have that information need to share it.
Right.
But we have to find creative and innovative ways, because them no want to talk it. Anytime you go to them, no, come lecture me. Yo, you're going to talk that Black stuff? Don't come lecture me. So We have to find ways to give them that history because it's rich. It's rich. And if they knew it, they would change their a lot of, you would see behaviors change.
Very true. I think we had
Yes.
another question. 1 second.
Oh, yes.
Let me try to go back to
Go
it.
ahead. Ask away.
Do you think we are not moving because we are head bound on doing things in a solo manner?
Very much so. Very much so. But they must know that no man or woman is an island. No man or woman is an island. We have to learn and understand the importance of togetherness. We have to learn and understand how to build. You know, we're all often these little silos, right? And oftentimes we're all doing the same thing, or trying to do the same thing.
Right.
So if we put our heads and resources together, my girl, we could take down this world easy. You know what I mean? Instead of we are operating like Pinky in the brain.
Yeah, very true.
For those who understand, I have a lot of old school stuff. I'm old school. Like I said, I'm ancient when it comes to certain things. But I open my eyes too, and I open my brain too. And what I don't know, I sit with, because I would make people laugh to say it wasn't until about a year ago I learned how to do an e-transfer. Right? That's the new school. Every time you want something, oh, e-transfer. And I'm old school. I'm like, can I come see you and drop the money? Me can't get the money. I don't know. Can you e-transfer and everything? Oh, you're ordering online? So one day I went, and I would always ask my daughter. And there are times when, you ask to fit to them and them just get frustrated and tired of you. Oh my God, can you do it yourself? Oh my God. So I walked into the bank. Yeah. And there's a young man sitting down there. And I got a good energy. Me look around and see the one that when I feel a vibes. You understand? Because I'm vibes like that. And I felt a vibe. And I said to him, can you sit with me? And I'm old school and me head tough, and I said, he laughed. I said, yes, me head tough. So I need you to sit with me and spend that quality time with me and teach me how to do an e-transfer. Right? And he sat there with me. 45 minutes later, I learned, 45 minutes later, I learned how to do an e-transfer. And now I can do an e-transfer. And since then, I've taught other people how to do e-transfer.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of, that's how we have to learn. First, we have to humble ourselves because there's a lot of things we don't know. And we need to be honest about that. Right. There's a lot of things I don't know, and I don't understand it from this point of view. But I'm willing. I'm open mind. I'm willing to sit and hear. I'm willing to sit and learn.
Right.
And that's where we have to get to at this stage. We have to be willing to get out from the normal that we know. As a matter of fact, them for ban the word from the dictionary. Normal don't exist no more. Not the name normal no more. Whatever we once used to think normal, it done. Burn it out. Burn it out, knock it out the dictionary. Doesn't exist.
Right.
Right? And that's where we have to come back to, it's funny, we have to come back to a lot of things that we already know and just open up our minds a little bit more. And of course, these wonderful things, technology. We have to open our minds more to technology and use it to bring forth the things that we need to, bring the information to the places that we need to bring it to. Like how I got connected with you. Technology.
Technology.
You know what I mean? You're on, you saw, I'm not crazy. This lady said to me, me want to know which madwoman I use the word ghetto as her name. That's how I met some people.
Yeah.
She's like, what? Why would you? Oh my God. And then when I broke it down and I explained to her, we became best friends. You know what I mean? And she started bringing me in places, and we start talking, and it's been love ever since.
Yep. Yep.
Right? But
Definitely.
that's what we need to do. We have to find a way to use this technology to get the messages in the places that we need to get them to, especially to the audience that we're trying to. I still don't know what my audience is, because you know what I mean? People, they keep asking me that. Who are
Mm.
you catering to? Who are you? I said, people who have a story, want to share their story, to uplift somebody. That's my audience. It could be an 8-year-old with a story,
Right.
right? And
Yep.
it could be a 108-year-old person with a story
That's right.
that they want to share, that will uplift, that will change. Because you did something that's going to make a shift,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're trying to do.
Right.
Anybody else have any questions besides you?
I don't
You
know.
get to ask, but you have full access to me, so you get to ask me anything.
100%. Somebody asked, Rahad36 asked, do you think we need more education on Caribbean history before African or North American history?
So that's a tough one. So if we, as Caribbean people from different islands, we need to let whoever our children are, let them know that piece of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me, in a context that I am a born Jamaican. My parents are Jamaican. My children and second generation, they're Canadian born, but they have an understanding as to what their Jamaican history is all about. I
Mm-hmm.
have other friends from different islands. I learn a little bit about their islands and their history, right? So we have to learn that first. I think that's most important. Therefore, we don't confuse. Because I think when they try to throw too many things in there, it gets confusing. You know, we say Black history, right? I'm a Garveyite. Garvey said Africa. If you know anything about your history, the first human body to be found and have a name was found in Africa.
Yeah.
Right? Her name is Lucy. They have bits of her at the museum, and there's a whole history that goes behind that. So I think it depending on who you are and what you're comfortable with. But if you're from the Caribbean, your children, your grandchildren should know bits and pieces about your culture. And then, of course, we know Africa is where everything is. So they need to know something about that. Because they keep hearing and we just throw bits and pieces in there for when it suits us. Right now, everybody's on Afrobeats, right?
Mm.
So they need to know the culture where it came from. When we hear about Caribana, music from West Africa before it got to Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So history is big, and it's what makes you, pieces of it that makes you feel comfortable.
Very true. Very true. So it's Rashad. Rashad said, tell Elaine I was having a talk with Proverbs about this today.
Oh my God. Those are two of my beautiful students that came up with, and Proverbs, for instance, is a young man that was in one of my program back in the day. He's now a teacher, community educator. Rashad, the same thing, grew up in one of our quote unquote housing areas, Kalaraki to be exact. And Rashad, you can Google search him. He's worked for the TDSB, and also last 2 years ago, we used to have a day what we called Kalaraki Day, where we brought back all the old schoolers, came back and met the new schoolers. You know what I mean? The newer youths, them on the block, see who they are, have this conversation. And we had a fun day,
Yeah.
music, basketball, spelling bees, all this. So he decided, and Rashad, his mom, was one of our first Black MPs around, or Carol Kayan. So
Mm.
he understands the importance of community, the importance of elders, the importance of giving back to the community. and getting to know the young people that are in the community that are coming up, because they're different from the ones that when he was a youth. And I can say that because I've had, I'm exposed to them
Right.
with love.
Yes. Okay, the questions keep coming, so I'm just gonna keep giving them to you.
Keep asking them. I love it.
Metro Mix asks, why don't people from the Caribbean hug and show more affection to their children?
They live what they learn.
True.
I'll break that down for you. They live what they learn. So I was 40 years old when my mom hugged me.
Yeah.
So people live what they learn. Warmth and love is something that old school Caribbean people struggle with. I think that mentality came from the tough. They got tough love. You know what I mean? By the time they got to be a certain age, they had to be out working. By the time they got to be a certain age, they were always out doing. So that inner love was never something that was given genuinely. Might get a little, you never hear them say I love you. You know what I mean? And they live what they learn. It's not the right answer. It's the answer that I can give you because I've lived it. So I broke that pattern with my bunch. You know what I mean? Them hug up, them love up. I have a 26-year-old son. I have to sometimes tell him, knock before you come in. You know what I mean? He'll just jump, Mom, I jump it up. You like here, have on no clothes on him. Oh, please, Mom. You know what I mean? We have that. But culturally, my experience, even with my dad, they're old school. The love that they were given was very tough. It came through a lot of beatings, and they people, like I said, live what they learn. They can only give what they know. Right. Until somebody have those conversations and break those things down.
True. Yes. I am on point with fitness training says, knowing the boundaries and obstacles that are set up against us, do you think we can really break through, especially with us fighting each other?
So I'm going to say, without seeming naive or ignorant, yes, we can. It's going to take commitment. It's going to take time. It's going to require you to step out of whatever you think you know, and you have to try some things that you don't know. That's the only way we're going to get through it, because we've been stuck in a lot of the things that we've been stuck with, right? So behaviors, all psychologists across the world, in the world, will tell you behaviors are learned, right? And the same way we learn them is the same way we can unlearn them. So we have to get to that stage where we're going to unlearn some of these behaviors that we learned. And that's the only way. And we have to be patient, because it's not something that's going to happen overnight, right? If you have a circle, they talk about circle of friendship, circle of this. You have a circle that you move with. Some people where, just move. I've had circle of people. We came off the plane 1975 together, and we're still in contact with each other. We went to the same school where out of 500, there's probably 10 of us as Black people, and 5 of us lived on the same street. 3 of us lived in the same building. We still maintain that, right? It's gonna take work, but you have to. If you believe in it, you'll work for it. It's gonna take commitment. You have to come out of the comfort zone, right? And I'm not saying it to be cliche, right? Anybody that I have in my circle that I consider, I work hard at my friendships, very hard. I mean, I have no whole heap of friend. I mean, I know bag load of friend. Facebook says I have 5,000. I think I probably interact with 100 of those people. And IG says I have 3,000. If I interact with about 60 real interaction, where if I say tomorrow I'm having something, they'll show up, right? And all the other platforms that I'm on. So we have to want it bad enough and be willing to work at it. So it's not an overnight, not an overnight thing. Because all of us come with stuff. We come with our own biases. So we have to kind of, decide if this is worth what it's worth. So you'll work on it if it's worth something for you. I hope I answered that question.
Mm-hmm. No, that's important because, I think it's at the back of everybody's mind. When you're working towards something, especially when we're working as a Black community, we love to see everybody supporting each other, but we just want to see it there long term. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
that's important to remember. Yeah.
I'm not, see, for me, I don't do Black community stuff
Mm-hmm.
with love. I'm community. If you happen to be Black, you're in. If you happen to, because one thing I learned, humans are humans. You understand? I'm identified. I remember one day I had to say when I did youth worker at a school in Scarborough, and I had to say to the lady, I said to her, I come to run a girls group. I like to gather up the young women and have some conversation with them. And this woman went and got me every Black girl in the school.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her, I brought my diploma from George Brown, and I said, where on this diploma does it say Black?
True.
It doesn't, right? Your community is who you want them to be, right? I've learned that. I used to be, there was nobody that was more pro-Black than me. Then I started getting some slap around from my community and I said, I understand it from where they are. And I still support 1,000%. But it's not my focus.
True.
Right? I got a lot of Black sistrins, and I get tired of seeing them beat up them one another. I get tired of the foolishness. And I look at them and I said, we just give them love from a distance. I love them. We have to love things. And this one got me in my head. The first time I heard it, I couldn't deal with it. When they say you have to love things enough to leave it alone. And that took me a good minute to get to. Love it enough to leave it alone. So I did. I don't run down certain things. If you know what I mean, I have a group of sisters that I roll with. You know what I mean? A few of them are on here right now. You know what I mean? That's how I do. I have them. I'm around them. I give them love. They give me love and honesty. Because sometimes we want relationships. They come with honesty. So I'm giving you my honesty right now. I don't do all of that stuff anymore. I used to, east, west, north, and south. There wasn't a Black event, you know what I mean, that would miss me. Then I start looking around. So when I was starting certain things and I want that same love, that same support, I couldn't. I was just like, what? But me die everything. You not support me? Even the other day, a sister reached out to me and she said to me, my girl, and we say, whenever you hear that, when you talk with your sister, never you hear, my girl, you understand? And the person said, my girl, may I talk to some people about you, and the people that want to know, say, if you get a thing, if it's a joke. And I said, I saw. So, me never said to she, but me said, thank you. But in my mind now, I said, so it takes two to have a conversation. As my assistant, did you defend me? Or were you there chatting too? Or did you defend the conversation to say, you've seen what I've been doing. And if you know anything about me, you can search and find all the stuff that I've been doing over the years. Right? I don't need to brag. That's foolishness. I don't walk around bragging. You know what I mean? I don't like to talk about myself. I don't talk about myself unless it's necessary. I let the people that I've worked with, let them speak to you and tell you what it is that what I've done. So she opened my eyes. I was just like, wow. So I'm rolling with you people. When I don't want anything and I pick up the phone. Resources. I'm the resource girl. Elaine must know, man. Elaine would I know. The amount of Elaine would I know phone calls I get. Right? And then when I'm having my event and something, I'm just like, oh, wow. Okay. But you learn, right? You live and you learn. And you got to learn too. At times, very much so.
Love it enough to let it go. I like that one.
Yes.
That's some real talk
Yeah.
for real. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta love. Sometimes even the people that we love the most are oftentimes the most dangerous things for us. And we have to learn to do that. Love them enough to leave them alone. Cause you can blah 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 blah. You gotta talk till you get a headache. And you give them a headache from your talking. Love them enough. I wish you the best. I wish you peace. I wish you everything that is good. And you know what the song say? Take for yourself. Remove yourself from it. That's where you keep your sanity. When you remove yourself from foolishness, you keep your sanity. You walk around with foolishness, you beg, yeah, you give yourself a headache. Then you chat. Idiot things that. I hope I don't have to translate for nobody. When I say
Hopefully
idiot
not.
things,
They must know. They must know.
if anybody needs me to translate, I'll translate foolishness. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
man.
love that one though. But we have another question here. Do you think we can grow without expectations of monetary gain of self?
Of course. Of course we can. So you see the word expectation. You set yourself up when you have expectations. The only person that you must have a real expectation of is yourself. Always have expectation of yourself. Right? So therefore, only person you get for disappoint is you. So you must understand what that disappointment feels like to you. So if you can understand that, then you're good to go. But when you start expecting, like you expect when you go and you see our black woman them all nice to you. No. Or when they start skin up them face, lad. And you're like, oh, I expected that as black woman. No. Expect the unexpected. That way you can never be disappointed. One person you must expect from is you. You are you. You build you. Because if you're not good, you can't give goodness to people if you're not good. So if you start expecting too much, you're going to flop. And somebody's going to disappoint you. That's how I see things. That's how I live. That's not even how I see things. That's how I live.
Jeez, I'm taking notes here. Like, yes, I need this education right here. Wow.
All right. This education, yeah, no institution can give you.
No.
You understand? No course can give you. This is what getting higher education to teach others. This is my ghetto-ness. So these are the things that I've learned along the way. And like when me tell you say, me depart road long time. Right? Me I do road from me at 12. I am 56 years old. Okay? And may I give you the sugar-coated version. Right? So when me say me learn some things, or when me say me head tough, and me getting enough, may I say, stuff. I'm going to use that word. I was going to say another word, but I've used enough things to know. right? And our old school people, them always tell us, even before Maya Angelou, because in foreign, me hear for your name. While I was back home at 10 years old, I came here at 10. I always used to hear, if you know better, you do better. Hmm? We live by that. I live by that. You say, from you know better, nobody have to tell you if you do better.
It's a must.
You just do.
Yeah.
You just do it. Nobody don't have to tell you. That is you. You just do it. Before the Nike sign say, just do it. We know of it, just do it. Because that's what we had to do. But and then the next one is each one, teach one. But you know what right now? We don't want teach. Because we figure say, if me tell you how to do something, if me tell you, Ellie, how to do something, guess what? Ellie will go take it and Ellie will go elevate past me. So guess what? Me not tell her nothing. And that's the mentality that's going on right now. Because there's a lot of people holding on to a lot of things that they could use to help others. But because them figure say, if them help that person's gonna help, or maybe they've helped somebody before that has elevated and not come back and say, yo, thank you. Yeah. So sometimes they use that. And because of that now, they don't want to help others. They just stay, you know what I mean? They stay out of the way. They don't help. They don't want to, you know what I mean? They figure say, if I help you, you're going to elevate past me. You don't understand, say, the more you help somebody is the higher you reach. The more you help, especially when you help from the heart, genuinely, let me tell you, now you reach Pluto. You understand? No cloud can hold. You pass all the planet, them gone to Pluto. That's how far. You understand? And we don't know how far that day. That's how far. When you help, how high you lift somebody up. Just by one simple thing. I have a girlfriend. I hope she's on here. Hey, Miss Empressing. Yeah. She teach me how to use many things. She's tech savvy. I mean, I didn't know how to lock off my WhatsApp. I'm saying, yo, it's just what you show me. As Jamaican people will say, WhatsApp. Right? She showed me how to work the WhatsApp. That's how we got. You said, you ever heard Jamaicans say, what's that? No, they don't. They say the WhatsApp. Yeah, so they showed me all the something on the WhatsApp. And she showed me how to work it. Even Instagram. She showed me how what to do to, you know, because people are, oh, I'm following you, but you may not even know, say you follow me. May not even know what they said. When I did a program and the coach said when the program was done, she says, you get a profile and you know, you just start putting out certain things that and you'll see the audience that you attract. Right? Same thing with Facebook. When I got back on Facebook, that's the same thing the coach said to me. Because I'm just like flinging everything. No, depending on the audience, even when on my LinkedIn profile, and when you got to change that picture, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do. These were the things that I learned along the way, right? And quote unquote, my ghetto-ness. Me no business what the people them want think. Because what you think is none of my business. What you think about me is none of my business. What I think about me is everything, right? But if you are appealing to other people, if you're looking for people to support, if you want to do, you have to do things a little different, right? I'm fortunate enough to have them this type of sister, you know. I'll have one and call and tell me, say, oh, what that you have on your head? Beg you switch that the wig. And I'll be like, oh, but I'm liking the blonde. Yo, that did not belong where you're going. I remember one time I went to an event and I spend $280 by the hair. I spent a $120 to get it done. And me arrive at the thing, said, nobody not act like me with my pretty red hair. And I saw Auntie Jean says, "Oh, I love your dress. Everything looks good. Oh, but the hair." Yes, and my manager said, "Please, you're not coming. I can't allow you in the building with that hair."
Okay.
And I saw them make up them face about me here. So I have to tie up my head anytime I'm going into the, but it's the environment, it's the what I represented, how they saw me, right? And what the audience or the people that I needed to appeal to, right? So these were things I learned along the way. And I was fortunate to have Auntie Jean tell me that. I'm fortunate to have sistrins who will call me and tell me, you know, don't put on that. I don't like how that look. You know, I mean, I like that hair. You understand? Because they're invested in me and I'm invested in them as a genuine love.
True.
Genuine. So that's what's missing in our communities. Genuineness. Because we think if we help, and how you better be ready to receive the genuineness that the people are giving you. Because sometimes we say, "You're real," or "Real are you?" I was talking to my brethren today. We were talking about this, you know, real recognize real. How you recognize real? Are you a real thief? Right? So you have to understand what these things mean to you and how to bring them out and to use them to uplift however you use them. Right? However you use them. So I'm giving that to you. More questions?
Let's see if we have some more questions. I think we had a question about because we are not our brothers and sisters' keeper, a lot of us are selfish. That's more of a comment, I guess, than a question. But I think I seen one more question. One sec. Let's see if I could find it here.
Hi, baby Kay. That's my adopted sister by family from Maricha Kadaraki, 19 how long? And we are family and them not leave me out. And we just love, love, love. That's a kind of love I can't even begin to tell you about because that's just real love.
Beautiful.
She's on here. Yeah,
Big
may I see them?
Family.
Yeah, man.
And then, so we have this question. Canada's culture is set up for us not to be supportive without being rewarded. What are some of the ways you think we can break that?
I don't think it's set up. Well, I will disagree with that question, right? It depending on how you look at it. But you know what? We'll agree to disagree because there is truth in that about the reward pieces. You know what I mean? Because everything was done for some people. Yes, bits and pieces. I will agree to disagree with some of that. I will just say that. I will agree to disagree. But yes, there are some things that are set in place for that.
Okay.
Very, very true. I work in the community field work, and yes, I see that. Because there was a time when youth would show up at program any time of the day and night, no matter what program we have. Now them have to pay them. Them have to pay them for come a focus group, for come tell me what they need. They want. So I get that.
Right.
Totally disagree with that, but not the question, that style.
I hear you.
Yes.
So we do have another question. Do you feel the Caribbean community is stronger now than, let's say, in the 80s here in Canada?
No. The 80s was strength and power. No, it's a whole lot of flabby foolishness. Whole heap of organization a pop up, whole heap of name calling, name dropping. We were solid. Back in the 80s, there were solid movements. There were movements happening. No movement not happen. Right? You got one and two little things that pop up here and a pop up there, but no real movements. As I like I said, I was in class with Jesus. So I was a part of a lot of the movements back in the 80s. I was there at the ROM when my brother OG was arrested, and a lot of the others. Now the ROM had to write an apology for their behavior. I was there when Mr. Dudley Laws was around. I went for Mr. Dudley and bring Mr. Dudley come to Warden Woods Community Center in Cataraqui when things were happening out in the East End. Right? And we had lots of other marches in different places where we went as a community. It didn't matter if you were from Scarborough, because my youth will tell you, I take them from, I said, don't nobody tell us that we can't go nowhere. You can't tell me which neighborhood for going. We go every neighborhood, east, west, north, south, Scarborough, you name the place. We're there. Because we are what? One community. Community don't decide, you don't decide. You just, if we're a community and we're solid. Right now, me not see a lot of, me personally, don't see a lot of that going on. Me see a whole lot of a bag of long talking, a whole heap of pop up this and pop up that, and this a pop up and that pop up, but I don't see the real unity that it takes to build the community.
How do we go back to basics? How do we get back there?
We get back there by looking at each other, sitting in spaces, looking each other in the face, having the real authentic conversation, telling you how I feel honestly, and you understand how I'm feeling, and let's make that decision to do something different. We can't keep saying, I'm black people and we're not this and we're not that and we're not this and we're not that. We've been saying that. Me tired of hear it. I always tell my sister when they come to me with that, I say, yo, you might hear it, but as long as you make the decision to do something different, that's all that matters. If you're gonna keep talking what them do, me no business who's they. Me no business with them. As long as you know within yourself, you're making that honest effort to make that change. So that's how we're gonna have to do it. We have to get ready to sit in places and spaces, look each other in the face, get ready for the real conversation, and then we don't want to talk. So after we done talk, you know, hear the song we say, action, not a bag of mouth. We don't want no more talking. We don't talk. We talk, we dance, we've done all of those things. We had the parties, and we keep having them. We're done. So we have to make up our mind, what is it that we really want? And realize that it's going to take work. We're going to have to put all, because what happened with us, whenever we get into this thing, where as soon as somebody displays leadership or takes a leadership role, they're ready for cuss them. They're ready, oh no, not speaking for me, not speaking for me. Years upon years, them used to complain, Mr. Dudley Laws, oh, Dudley don't speak for me. Dudley don't speak for me. Are you speaking? And where are you speaking? You're speaking in your little corner with your little friend, them with a little, that's it. But when it come time for knock on the door, here's a petition. Let's go before these people who say, let's set up a way to have conversation with them. That's how changes happen. But changes don't happen when you're sitting in your little circle with all your little friend them, and all of you all have the same mentality. Changes can't happen like that. That's not how we make changes. And that's why we are where we're at today. Because we question each other's leader. There's no trust. You can't build anything if you don't have trust. We don't trust each other. We criticize and we complain, but we don't trust each other. So until we can get to the point where we can sit in a respectable place and have that trust and understanding of each other, that's where the change is going to come. Nowhere else. I hope I didn't burst anybody's bubble.
No,
but that's true.
Truth.
I don't want to cause no trouble enough. Me no want them come inbox me and yo, miss get a story. I want your Japan. And I saw. I'm just
No.
speaking from the things that I've seen. I'm speaking from the things that I've lived through. Especially communities all I've known. Like I said, I started my documented community work study when I was about 17, 18. Those age groups from Toronto Housing. I work for City of Toronto. I work for not-for-profits. I've in and out of, and in those experiences have taught me that until people are ready and they show action, that's the only thing that's going to change things. They have to be action oriented and be ready to make that change, right? And the people aren't always going to look like you or me. Sometimes we're going to need some allies to make those moves for us. I remember at George Brown College, and I'll never forget, Miss Robin Byers, when she looked at me and she said, Elaine, I'm a white woman with privileges. What do you want? Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
And 14 years later, she's still by my side. She write a letter, they refuse me a job. She write a letter, they make a phone call and call me back. It's like that. Because we need allies. We need people in positions that are able, and they're not going to look like us. They just have to believe. Remember, the Underground Railroad, it wasn't black people. Right? 70% or 80% of it was white people. White people who believed in the change that they wanted to see.
Yeah.
Right? They wanted to see people treated equally. So they did whatever they could with the resources that they had. Right? The right resource is power.
Yeah.
Right? So using the power that they have, they use that power to assist to make that change. Right? Because we at times, we're so proud when things come our way, our own pride walk it out the door. Because we're so proud.
Mm.
So that are my old school knowledge.
Rashad was asking about PTSD and what you think about PTSD in our community.
Well, all of these things that are happening in our community, because remember, once upon a time, we would never identify certain things. Once upon a time, we would never own certain things, right? This is May, also known as Mental Health Month. Once upon a time, you're in your growing, because you're still a very young woman, right? I'm old enough to be your mama, right? Just putting it out there. So while you were growing, you ever hear anybody around you talk about, oh, we have mental health?
No.
Oh, there's mental health in our family.
No.
Yo, anything that don't look right, them a care you got to church and I tell the pastor to pray it out. Right? Pastor can't pray out these things. As much as pastor come with some, and some of them have some powerful spirit, they can't pray this part out. Right? So what I think about it is get the help that you need. As long you identify that you have it, get the help and support that you need. That's one thing with we afraid to go get help and support.
Yep.
Right? Go and get the help and support that you need to get that PTSD, whatever the mental health, whatever it is, and it's identified. Go and get the help that you need to get it looked after. I support, that is what I support. Go and get the help you need. Don't sit and don't talk to people. Don't have conversation with people who can't help you. We do that a lot. Yeah. We try and talk to people who them don't know. They might tell you some foolishness. Yeah. Right? And if they've had an experience, they might tell you things based on their experience. You know what I mean? If a lady go have baby and some Lord, baby, yo, I had one baby. If the labor I had with that one, I would have 10. Okay? Because it was just that easy. Him
Wow.
come. Within 3 hours, baby born. I was just like, yeah, me call everybody, yo, baby born. Right? But if you hear some people, they might tell you, lad, yeah, based on their experience.
That's right.
Okay? So we have to do things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Based on our understanding, not other people's experience. My understanding right now with all of this mental health that's going on, uh, seek the help you need. There are professionals that look them up. If it's a black one you want, they have a whole book on black professionals. If it's a black one you need, whatever kind you need,
Mm-hmm.
get them, use them, because they're there to help you to get better.
Very
That's
true.
that's that's my take on that one.
Very true. Wow. Somebody in the comments was also saying that you've been talking about this for a long time, and it's a shame that we're still going through this, but I believe that this information is very vital. It's so necessary. You can't stop talking. Continue to share your wealth of knowledge because it definitely
We
has.
we have to understand. You see, each generation holds the other generation responsible
Right.
for something,
Hmm.
right? Whether it's in our families, we're saying because of so and so, because of so and so, because of so and so, right?
Right.
Part of the responsibility that nobody gave it to me.
Hmm.
I felt it because I was part of a community of people, right? I say, baby
Hmm.
K came on here. Our mothers, we used to go to their house. We come in from party all hours of the night. And it's so funny because they're Guyanese. And she made the
Hmm.
wickedest chow mein and meat, everything Guyanese except sauce. And we would go no matter what time of the night we are come from party. We got Aunt Burl house. Aunt Burl have with chow mein and now with something them ready. You understand?
Hmm.
Community.
Yep.
There wasn't a moment that community wasn't a part of my life. You understand?
Yeah.
I came, people them that are still a part of my life to this day. I get to see, I attend functions. When I'm a wedding, at times it's a funeral, at times it's baby christening, at times I get to meet boyfriend before mother even meet boyfriend. Foundation, you see what I mean?
Hmm.
Community and the understanding of what that means. Some people don't know what that means. Them live in a place,
Yeah.
but they just live there. And they might have a neighbor that's just there. That's been my neighbor forever, man. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
I'm talking people that you have real love, people that you have real foundation experiences with,
Yeah.
right? And we have to understand that. Can we do that outside of? Are we willing to? Can we humble ourselves to get to that stage that we can do that outside of what our comfort zone? That's where our troubles lie. Because everybody come with their ego, and we all know what ego is, right? Ego edging out God, right? So we all come with these, you know. I me know, I me run things, and me. None of us don't run nothing, right? But together we can run a whole lot of some things.
Mm.
We can.
Wow.
Where you say your belly full tonight.
I was just about to
Tonight
say,
your belly,
I have to,
your
you have
head
to
hot.
come back on.
You need your belly full tonight. So you have full access to me. And how I got connected to you is so powerful. You know what I mean? Because I feel your genuineness in what it is that you want to do. I've been on the platforms. I'm going to tell you, say, even when it wasn't my turn to speak, I stayed on and listened to everybody because I saw what it is that you're trying. I feel what it is that you're trying to do. Not trying, that you are doing. And I'm receptive to it, right? Because back in the day, these guys keep saying to me, come here like you get soft in your old age. And me not get soft, I get choosy now. I got into that stage where I get choosy. But I keep, for the last little while now, my young ladies, them especially, and a couple, they've been dragging me out. They've been like, what's happening, auntie? We haven't seen you, you know, and I'm trying to decide if I'm relevant to this generation. That's my struggle right now. But I believe I am. And I do have lots of stuff to give, you know, and I give from my heart. So I will still continue to do that. You know, the other stuff, you know, it's a hit and miss. I'm figuring it out as I go along. The Ghetto Stories platform itself have been around for about 6 years now. We've done, you know, I've been in some places and spaces, and like I said, when I go in there and I don't see the genuineness, I leave, because I'm not gonna go in there and fight it. Me too old for that. The fighting, this if it's not action oriented, me no night. But today, while I was preparing to have a conversation with you, I was listening. T.D. Jakes have a new book out, and I will encourage anybody. And I'm not saying it to promote anything. It's called "Don't Drop the Mic." That's the name of the book. So when I heard "Don't Drop the Mic," I was like, yeah. But it was more. It's resource oriented. He's talking about how not to lose your fire, how to give, continue to give. You know what I mean? And I felt like he was talking to me today, because I've been watching a lot of things trying to, you know, that the energy is a little low. What's happening hasn't been helpful either, because it's like I like the human connection. I like to go in a place and, you know, and that kind of keep me away from. And I've been, warming up to the Zoom thing. I've been in a few of them, warming up. I don't know. But he said something today, and I'll share it with you. He said, right now, at the rate that we are, the only thing that we have left for us, the only privacy that we have left on this, he called the final frontier, are our thoughts. Because everything else is public. Right? All these, you know, Instagram, everything else, it's public. That's the only thing that you can't go inside and see. Right? So I took from that is use it wisely. You know what I mean? Put the mind in a place where we can use it wisely. Use it to create good things around us. Like you're creating this wonderful platform. You know what I mean? Use it to create things that will create change. Because that's what we're looking for right now in this world. Yes? We're looking for change. Right? And I'll leave you with this one of my favorite. Here's what I do. I pour. What do I pour? How do I pour? I provide, I offer, I uplift, and I rebuild. That's what I do. I pour into you. And everybody that comes around me, I try my best to pour into them. Right? So that's what I'm doing. Pouring into you tonight. You provided a platform. We did it. You offered me an opportunity to share. We're doing it. You offered me an opportunity to uplift. We're doing it. And you're offering me an opportunity to rebuild. Because we have to rebuild this broken community that we have going on. So tonight, I want to say to you, Miss Ellie, how grateful I am to have had the opportunity to have been invited by you. This is my second time with you. You know what I mean? And I look forward to many more moments with you that we can just, you know, talk about what's really happening. You know, some of it we can't, you know, we'll have different nights where we go after different things, right? Yeah. But tonight, you wanted to know about me, Miss Ghetto Story, um, I love community. Um, I wait for that moment where this nonsense no longer exists, so I can go back into, I'm a outreach, knock on door, connect, hug, love. I'm a hugger. So I used to get in trouble, I got suspended for hugging. Yeah. Yes, because they say me hug them and we're not supposed to. I'm like, are you crazy? You can't tell me not to hug my youths them. Male or female. Anyway, me see them, I hug them up and love them up. Because that's what I know, right? So, and I will continue to do that. I wait anxiously for platforms that I'm able to get that. And I'm rebuilding the whole Ghetto Story brand as to, we have to get on these electronic platforms that are not so human friendly, but the message will get out there. So that's basically what it is. It's about getting the message out there, getting people to see, feel, breathe, and understand that these things that we speak about, they're possible.
Right.
They're not impossible. They're very possible. But it starts with you, which you're doing an awesome job. You know what I mean? Just connecting people all around that they can share. So much love and much gratitude goes to you for, just stepping out there. That you step out on faith, right? You stepped out on faith to see that when you put out this platform, people are gonna come on and share what they need to share. And I've been on a few, and I've liked it. I liked it. I like what everybody's saying, and everybody that asked a question tonight. Thank you. You know what I mean? And if you feel you want to message me, no cuss me. You can private message me. You want to continue a conversation? Yeah, yeah, no cuss me. But yeah, vibes was nice. Vibes was nice. Vibes was
Thank
nice.
you
And I remember
so
in reading
much.
what you sent me, you said a quote that I live by,
Yes.
and Marcus Garvey.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of my favorites. I have lots, but he's my number one guy. And he's two things that he does everywhere. Even in my email, you'll see it says, "Let the earth and the sky be your yardstick, and eternity your measurements." That's one of my favorites by Marcus. And actually, these two tie. He says, "In order to know where you're going, you need to know where you're coming from." And that one hits for me because I've been coming from a lot of places and spaces, right? And they've led me, each one of them, and they just keep leading me, right? And the earth and the sky be my yardstick. Eternity has been my measurements. I'm unstoppable. You know what I mean? But you have to get to that point where you know what the moves are. There's many moves. Lady O always says, plenty moves, but you want that right move. There's many moves, but you want that right move. And I'm in search of that as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in search of the next right move. There's many, but I'm in search of that one that's gonna, lots of things resonating,
Mm-hmm.
but that one.
Right.
And I'm still searching.
Thank you so much, Elaine. I appreciate you. Everybody knows here, all we just hear is, pardon me?
Sorry, repeat that.
I was just saying thank you. We're super grateful. Everybody in the chat is super grateful for you as well. You dropped so
Yes.
much information on us today. And I'm definitely going to go back and rewatch this again because I know I couldn't have taken all the notes that there's a lot of things that you need to we really need to think about, And so
Yes,
I
yes, both of
appreciate
us, both of us, because as I listen to you, sorry, didn't mean to cut you. As I listen to you, and you know what folks are saying, it's important. Number one thing that we need to do, I've done that with you, and we all need to do it, is we less talking and more listening.
Mhm,
Because the more we listen, is the more we really get to hear, right? What's
mhm,
what's really going on. You know what I mean? People are saying things. What are they really saying? Are we hearing, or are we just hearing what we want to hear?
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful for you. So
Yes.
grateful.
Thank you so much. And I'll definitely have to have you back on the show again because, it
You
was
got me,
nice.
baby girl. I'm yours. You got me. Anything you want, I am here. Whatever it is that I can do, it is an honor. Um, I take it as an honor when young people reach out and want, usually them not like we. So when they reach out and want to talk and just want to learn, right? I love them. Every opportunity I get to be in there, so I'm just like, yo, I want to learn. Sometimes I get cussed. People are saying, "Well, you behave like you're a teenager." I'm like, yeah, I want to learn. So any opportunity, and I'm yours. Any opportunity, any conversation, anything, feel free.
All right.
Feel free. All
All
right.
right,
Blessings. We are
blessings
we are
too.
come off of IG and we entertain everybody that came on and they come on and they come off and we hope they learned something. I know they did. So yeah.
100%, 100%.
All right.
All right.
Blessing, my darling. I'm out.
All right.
Okay.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Yes, my darling. Bye bye, sweetie.
All right. What a
I remember how to
conversation,
do this.
guys. I know.
Yeah.
What a conversation. It was such a pleasure having Elaine here. And yes, I am on point fitness training. I am tired, okay? I am sleepy. But at the end of the day, this was not a conversation that you can just end just like that. You know what I'm saying? Elaine is somebody that has a wealth of knowledge. She's so knowledgeable. She's got the information that we really, really, really need to hear. You know what I mean? So I had Elaine on the February edition of our summit. If you guys go onto the YouTube, you can check it out, A Seat at Our Table for the winter edition. And, she started off the summit, she kicked it off, and it was just the perfect way to kick off the summit. It was full of information and education, but she really puts it all together really, really well. So she's somebody that you guys need to definitely follow her. And as she was speaking about, this collaboration on a different level, it's what we really need to start changing our mindset and thinking about. And, changing the way we perceive things, the way things are being said and laid out for us. Sometimes we have to unlearn things that we've known in the past and relearn or train ourselves to learn something different, right? Yes, Metro Mix. Like everybody, let Metro Mix know. He needs to come on the show and talk to us too. We all need to learn from each other. We definitely need to bounce information off of each other because, like, look, Elaine is a wealth of knowledge. You're a wealth. Everybody's got a story, and I believe that everybody's story is just as important as the next person's. We can all learn from it. If you're not learning one thing, you're learning another, right? And so these stories need to be told. We have to educate ourselves. We have to learn from our past mistakes and then learn from other people's mistakes so that we're growing as a community together. And as she's talking about laying solid bricks, we have to be that community. We have to lay these solid bricks down. We have to make sure that this community that we're trying to build is not something that's going to be easily blown over, right? It can't be blown over. So this is exactly what this is all about. This is what 416 Love is about. This is what A Seat at Our Table, the International Summit is about as well. Speaking of which, we do have another spring edition coming up this month. So you guys check my page for your registration to link and make sure that you pop on. Check out what it's going to be about. There's a bunch of different people that are coming on the platform, just speaking on their wealth, pouring into the community so that we're giving education and edifying each other. So we're not only teaching each other what we need to know, but we're learning from it. And then we can take that information and pass it on like Elaine just did for us today. Like I have a whole page of notes here. I was just jotting down. I'm going to go back and listen to this again because I know there's certain things that I didn't like take all the way in, things that I really need to sit and just like, yeah, we really, really, really need to think about some stuff. So I just want to thank you guys for participating in the chat. Thank you so much for joining the show. I appreciate you guys. Trust me, I appreciate you. And this is something that I just, decided to do because of Vernie. If you're still in the building, it was Vernie B who was like, Ellie, you should just try interviewing people. And I'm like thinking to myself, what am I going to interview anybody about? And almost 2 years later, I'm here interviewing different people in the community, getting this information out here, started a summit because based off of what somebody else told me, maybe you should try a summit. Now I'm on to almost a full year of doing this seasonal summit just because of suggestions from outside people who can see different things in you. So I'm telling you guys, when you have something, when you have an idea and or you have an idea for somebody, share it. We all have something that we can help each other with. And I'm hopefully using this so that all of you are educated, you feel good, you feel nice about what Elaine came in to talk about today, and then you're going to go and share that with somebody else. Whether it's your brother, sister, auntie, cousin, whoever, at the end of the day, we have to build each other so that we can build this community because it is possible. It's possible. We're going to make it happen. All right, guys. So, yes, I'm tired, but it was well worth me staying up past my bedtime today. Okay. So, thank you guys. Next week, we're going to have another amazing guest. So, I will see you right here at 8 o'clock next Monday.